Hello and welcome to another episode of Excalibur CCG TV's Talking Comics. Yes, we already filmed part of this, but we left the music on. That's okay.
Yep. Copyright thing, you know.
I'm Olivia.
I'm Mark, and that's Riggs. Hey.
He said hey.
He did. Hey to Riggs.
We have this Excalibur where we are.
We are here.
In the Shreveport one. There's also a Texarkana one, so that's cool. It's in one of the 3 places Texarkana is.
That's right.
It's in the Texas part.
It covers every state in the union.
In the tri-state area. With respective addresses and phone numbers. Yes. We also have Facebook and a website and a Twitter.
Yep. Supposedly, allegedly, there's a Twitter.
I've never seen it, but
yeah.
This is the show where we talk about all the new stuff that hits the comic book shelf this week.
Yep.
This week being February 6, 2019. Let's just jump right into it. Age of X-Men, singular, Marvelous X-Men, plural, #1 of 5. From Marvel Comics, with writer Lonnie Nadler and Zach Thompson, or Thompson, if you nasty, and artist Marco Fela. The perfect heroes for a perfect world, the X-Men have helped make the world into a utopia where living in fear and hatred is a thing of the past. Future past.
Future past.
All people are united under the banner of mutant kind, and all of mutant kind idolizes the X-Men. Jean Grey, Colossus, Storm, X-23, with a lowercase x.
Ooh.
Question mark.
Wow.
X-Man. Yeah, that one's lowercase. That one's... Ooh. Fascinating. Nature Girl, Magneto, and of course the amazing Nightcrawler. These are not in all caps like the Star Wars names are, so I guess that makes Star Wars more important.
I guess so.
When danger threatens the world, the marvelous X-Men set things right for the good of all, and no one dares say otherwise.
Alright, also from Marvel, coming out of the Man of Fear miniseries, a new Daredevil #1, written by Chip Zdarsky, art by Marco Cicchetto, and Chip Zdarsky, and it's classified.
Have to kill ya.
Yep.
Female Furies #1 of 6 from DC. Writer Cecil Castellucci, and Adriana Mello. All their lives, the female Furies have been raised to be the meanest, most cunning, and most ruthless fighting force on all of Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
So why are Granny Goodness's girls left behind every time the men go to war?
Why is that?
And with the might of New Genesis hanging over the planet and the Forever People making mincemeat out of Darkseid's army, Granny thinks it's about time that changed. And so, Big Barda, Aurelie, Mad Harriet, Lashina, Bernadette, and Stampa, also not all caps, set out to beat the boys at their own game. Little do they know the game is rigged, and one accidental murder could spell disaster for them all.
Alrighty.
Big Stampa.
Girl in the Bay #1 by Dark Horse Comics, from Dark Horse Comics. It is mature, or Mr. Written by J.M. DeMattei, which I have not seen his name in a while. That's good to see him still doing stuff. Art and cover art by Corin Howell. In 1969, 17-year-old Kathy Sartori was brutally attacked. Her body hurled into Brooklyn's Sheepshead Bay. Miraculously, she survives, fights her way back to the surface, only to discover that 50 years have passed. And an eerie doppelganger has lived out an entire life in her place. Kathy soon confronts not just this strange double, but the madman who murdered her 5 decades earlier. Will he, and the dark entity that lives inside him, hold the key to Kathy's missing years? Or will Kathy become a ghost of herself and be forced to live out what remains of her life on the edge of the world that she desperately wants to be a part of? I'm not even sure what I just read.
I think I get it.
Okay.
It sounds interesting. Gunhawks, #1, Marvel Comics. It says #1, but I bet it means #1 shot.
It's another one of the old titles that they're bringing back once.
Just once. Maria Lapham or Lapham, David Lapham or Lapam, and artistry of Luca Pizzari. For Marvel's 80th anniversary, we set our sights on bringing some old titles back to the herd. Back to the herd.
The herd.
And we've brought in Stray Bullets, David and Maria Lapham, or Lapham, I don't know. Lapham? Oh, Lapham. For a bullet-riddled saga of violence, vengeance, and Western justice. In the days of the Old West, there were plenty of fearsome folk, cowboys, rustlers, lawmen, and outlaws, but few were as fearsome as the Gunhawks.
Alrighty. Wow, I don't think we've ever done this publisher before. This is from Silver Sprocket Comics. Magical Breakdown #1. Also Mr. Mature. Waka, written art and cover art by Jen Woodall. Hyper-violent street harassment, revenge fantasy, in the style of Sailor Moon, about an average schoolgirl who transforms into a foul-mouthed and rage-fueled magical girl. Watch in awe as she swiftly disposes of street harassers and uses her array of magical weapons printed in fluorescent pink and blue.
I'm interested.
Okay.
And also, good for you, Jen Woodall, doing a whole comic.
Yeah, by herself.
That's a lot of work.
She folded it and stapled it and
I'm sure.
brought it to all the stores.
Silver sprocketed it.
Yes.
Oberon, #1 from Aftershock, with Ryan Perot and Milos Slovak, or Slavkovic is what it says, Slavkovic.
Slavkovic.
Oh, you think that?
Yeah, they usually pronounce that as the ch, for some, even though there's no H. I don't get it, but you know, it's a thing.
Okay. Betrayed by his people and exiled to Earth, Lord Oberon, the former king of the fairies, seeks out an innocent, prophesized child in order to manipulate her into becoming his ultimate weapon so that he can reclaim his rightful throne.
Okay. Oh, another one from Marvel and another Old Man series.
Some more Old Man.
Old Man Quill, #1 of 12. By Ethan Sachs. Why is this? They always put Sachs Ethan for him. They never put like Ethan Sachs. I don't know. Robert Gill with the art. Meet Peter Quill. He used to be Star-Lord. You know, the legendary outlaw. But it's been quite some time since he's gone by that name. Taking over for his father as the Emperor of Spartax, Quill put the life of spacefaring adventure behind him for one of leadership and responsibility. Hard to imagine, isn't it? Quill grew up, but things did not go as planned. Decades have passed, and Peter is haunted by tragedy. Down and out, Quill's, same person, existence means nothing until the former Guardians of the Galaxy, capitals. See, they're more important than the X-Men.
Yeah.
That's right.
An individual. Well, maybe because it's...
Maybe it's just because of the
Because that one's a group, but they didn't put X-Men.
That's true.
In all caps.
Guardians of the Galaxy drag Peter out of his funk for one last mission, the heist of a lifetime, and Quill's harrowing quest for redemption begins here. So he's going to redeem himself by pulling a heist. Yes!
Yeah. Red Sonja. I always wanted to call her Sanja. Red Sonja. #1.
Another new #1 for Red Sonja. Another reboot. Retool, redo.
Mark Russell and Mirko Kolak. No man knows the place of her birth. Maybe a woman does.
Maybe.
Maybe her mom knows
or a dog.
where she was born.
Could be. You would think.
I don't know.
Who knows?
No man knows the place of her birth, nor where she learned to wield a sword to shame many a male. They know only that she is called the she-devil of the Hyrcanian steppes. The steppes. That and Red Sonja.
There we go. She's more important than the X-Men as well. More X-Men.
Oh, okay. This is weird. She's called the she-devil of the Hyrcanian steppes. That and Red Sonja.
Okay. She's called both.
But they just made that one a different sentence. I'm very confused. A world conqueror possesses a massive army and a fatal prophecy. A bastard sorceress craves revenge, and a fearsome red-haired warrior is made wartime ruler of a homeland set for decimation. I guess they gotta get on that. Conan's out. And
yeah.
They gotta get her back out there.
Yeah.
They did a team up one time, right?
A few times.
Ooh.
Several times. Star Wars: Age of Republic, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Still, Anakin Skywalker, number 1 of 1. Marvel Comics.
Guy. He hates sand.
Jody Hauser writing, Corey Smith with the art. A chance to strike a devastating blow to the Separatists. They're even more important than the X-Men. The Separatists. Cause comes with a high cost. Will Anakin choose the darker path or hold true to the code of the Jedi? Seriously, I mean, we all know the answer to that. Why do they even cover this? Guest starring Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello there.
With an exclamation point. Or a Shinamite, as my son used to call him.
A Shinamite?
A Shinamite.
He's got some hearing problems.
Yeah, he was like 2 years old.
Oh. She didn't know what that was.
It was a Shinamite.
Okay.
And I still call him that now because I like that word.
Vindication, number 1 of 4 for mature readers. Wait, is MR? I always thought MR was mature, but I guess it's mature readers.
Oh, well, either way. If you're reading it, you're a reader anyway. So.
From Image Comics.
I don't know. Marilyn Marie, Madame
with
Marie.
writer Marie and artists, maybe Carlos Nico, Dama Jr.
Maybe it's one person, I don't know.
I don't know, but that is an M.D.
Medical doctor Marie.
Yeah. In turbulent times, when cops
Major
are often portrayed as the enemy of the people, Detective Chip Christopher maneuvers the blurred blue line between racism and due diligence in order to do his job. And right now, it's his job to investigate Turn, a young black man with a sketchy past who was previously exonerated of a similar murder.
Okay. That's it for this week.
That's it for
the
new
new
stuff for February 6th.
As always, plenty more. We'll hit the shelves. That's just the major, I guess, number ones. Okay, anyway. On to the
old and the new.
Yep.
Nothing borrowed, but you got a blue shirt on.
I do have a blue shirt on. My jacket.
Yeah.
My jacket.
Mine's kind of blue.
It's kind of bluish purple.
Purple. Anyway, tell me about some old stuff that came out an old time ago, because you're old.
Old time ago is, I don't think I've done this one before. I wanted to do it one time, but I saw something else, and I don't think I ever did this. Anyway, it's X-Men: The Fallen Mutants. This is Volume 1. They actually did an omnibus with everything in it, but then they released it in paperback, and this is the first volume, and it's $35.
Omnibuses can suck because they just fall apart if it's too big.
The older ones, yes, they used cheap glue, but the newer ones, they've actually used stitching, so they're not as bad. But they could still possibly fall apart.
Like that Walking Dead one, paperback.
Oh, the Marvel ones are a little different, yeah.
Those,
the Image
but
ones
yeah,
are...
Marvel is a little bit.
They use cheaper stuff with theirs. Anyway, this is the story of some people called the Marauders that want to kill mutants. And they like slaughter the Morlocks, and they want to kill Madeline Pryor, who's married to Cyclops at the time. Yes, estranged wife. And they have to take on the X-Men to do that, of course. And it's got New Mutants, X-Men, Storm, and who was that she went with? Oh, she went to find Forge, that's right. Anyway, this has got like half of the story. I'm assuming it's going to be a two-part thing. It's got Uncanny X-Men 220 through 227, Incredible Hulk 340, and New Mutants 55 through 61. So it's got a lot of stuff in it. It's a pretty cool story. It was entertaining, and hopefully they'll do a second part, and they won't just stop at one, because that would suck.
Yeah, that would. Why would you bring that up? That would really suck.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time Marvel's given up.
Oh, they've done that?
In the
Oh.
middle of something.
Well, that sucks. Like how they reboot everything when they get to issue 10. Journey into Unknown Worlds. That's been rebooted. Well,
we talked about
rebooted.
it last week.
Yeah. So we talked about this last week. It's new. It came out on the
Sorry.
week of January 20-something.
Yeah. Something.
What, 30th? That was yesterday.
That's yesterday.
January 30th it came out as part of their 80 years. And it's got some cool covers. You get two stories, Bones of the Earth, which is about aliens coming to Earth.
The bones! Look at the bones!
And Chrysalis, which is about aliens already on Earth, as far as we know. They don't really explain that part. It's more about the horror
Yes.
of the alien experience. The experience with the aliens than the... Anyway, it's cool. It's got some good stories. It's got two specifically good stories. And they do the little history thing at the end, where they talk about it, like all their science fiction books that they've had through the years, with Atlas Comics, through Marvel, or even before Atlas, with Timeless, I think.
Timely.
Oh, Timely.
Timely.
And then they got that little cover gallery where they talk about, like, the different stages. It's cool. It's got the Amazing Fantasy 15 with Spider-Man on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Chrysalis.
It's got bones and bugs and talks about Ditko stuff and Kirby and
that's good
Stanley stuff in their little excerpt thing. It's good. It's cool. I don't want to get too specific. They're pretty short stories. So.
Yeah, all those one-shots have been pretty good so far. So far, so good. Riggs?
Heck no, I don't have anything.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
You must
I'll
have
do the
something.
Bane thing again.
Do the Bane thing again.
You feel in control, Mark and Olivia. Your show was so exciting.
Wow. That was Riggs. All right.
From Michael Gillespie
It's a shout out.
and Amanda.
Yeah, that. He shouted out to his two fans.
He's got 3 of them. I just
3 fans. Okay, he
At
only
least.
mentioned 2. He's so ungracious. That's it.
check us out next week. Except I won't be there.
That's right. It's going to be Riggs with me.
Yes, I'll
Riggs
do it
will
for-
be in the chair.
just
Most
until Wiki
likely.
gets back.
It will be exciting and fun and informative and probably really strange. Alrighty. Like, share, subscribe, comment,
Hit that bell.
ding, 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 and all that good stuff.